Shalom everyone, I'm Teresa. I've been to Israel many times, and I love the food there. Join me as I attempt to make some of my favorite dishes back at home. We'll learn, we'll have fun, we'll go back to the Bible, and if all goes well, we'll end up with something yummy to eat too. Hi everybody, I hope you're ready today with a sweet tooth, because we're going to make something that's going to make your inner child and the children in your life very happy. During my last trip to Israel, we found ourselves in a little cafe in the Golan Heights. It was so windy and cold, we were eager to drink something hot to warm up. The lady behind the counter was very kind and asked if we wanted any of the little treats to go with our order. These giant balls were sitting on a cake tray next to the register. She told us that they were a popular treat called carré chocolat and very good. So, of course, we had to try one. She was right. Sweet, creamy, rich chocolate with textures of cookie and coconut. It was perfect with our tea and coffee. So obviously I had to do some research. You know I love research. Turns out they're normally smaller than my first encounter, which is why they're sometimes called the poor man's truffle. Their name literally translates to chocolate ball. But to some people, they're affectionately known as Israel's favorite dessert. Among Israelis, this dish is as well known as falafel, but to tourists, it's a little unfamiliar. And that's because this is more of a childhood sweet treat that you would make at home with your parents, family, and friends. It's not really something that you would order or find in a restaurant. It's a no-bake sweet treat that's simple, inexpensive, and easily customizable to your tastes. Not to mention, making them is a great and delicious way to spend some quality family time. The origins of the chocolate ball are unknown, but believed to be from around the 1950s, so this is a fairly recent creation. The earliest printed recipe was found in a 1975 cookbook called Yeladim Mevashlim, which means children are cooking, by Ruth Serkis. So grab your kids, or pretend to be a kid today, and let's get ready to get our hands dirty. Just kidding. I may be a child at heart sometimes, but I don't really like to get my hands dirty, so we're gonna wear gloves and put on an apron. For this recipe, you will need about 3.5 ounces of biscuit cookies. Traditionally, Osim's Petite Beurre brand is used because it's cheaper and doesn't have a strong taste, but Kedem's tea biscuit cookies or even plain graham crackers will work as well. 1/3 cup of granulated white sugar, 2.5 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder, I'm using dark, 3.5 tablespoons of the milk of your choice, 3.5 tablespoons of softened butter, margarine, or even coconut oil, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon ground cinnamon. Make sure you have your toppings ready. I'll be using chopped nuts, unsweetened coconut flakes, and rainbow sprinkles. Put your cookies in a bag, get all the air out, and then pound them into crumbs. Put the dry ingredients in a bowl and mix well. Add the other ingredients and mix until a dough forms. If you need to add more milk, add a little at a time. At this point, you're going to need to get your hands involved. And if you're trying to be healthier, some parents will replace the chocolate with chopped up dates, but of course, that version tends to be less popular with children. Roll them into tablespoon-sized balls. If you're finding it hard to roll them into balls, let the mixture sit in the fridge or freezer for about 15 minutes to firm up. And remember, it's okay that it's not perfect. These are meant to be fun and tasty, and it doesn't matter if they look a little weird. It should be a little sticky so that the toppings will stick. Roll the balls in your toppings and set aside.
If you would like them to be a little bit firmer, refrigerate for at least an hour. But if you're a kid, why would you wait?
That's good. I'm glad we didn't crush the cookies into a powder because it's kind of nice texturally to have little bits of cookie in every bite. And I'm also glad we used dark chocolate cocoa powder because otherwise I think it would probably be a little too sweet for me personally. But this is delicious. I love the coconut shreds and I think I'm gonna finish this. I might need some tea though. This seems like a very nice snack to have with tea. Little kid me would have loved these. And I think I would have enjoyed making them with my mom too. One of my favorite memories from childhood is being in the kitchen with my mom as she's baking cookies. She'd always give me a little bit of the cookie dough that I could roll out myself and cut out whatever weird shape I wanted to. Plus, once you bake it, you get to eat it, and that's always fun. Little moments like those are so important, that quality time. Especially these days where there's just so much going on, everyone's so busy all the time, there's so much stuff online and on TV, it's easy to lose sight of what's important. This reminds me of how in the Gospels, in the Bible, these kids are coming to see Yeshua, but the disciples are telling them to go away. And Yeshua makes a point of saying, no, let the children come to me. The disciples mean well. I'm sure they're busy, they're doing crowd control, maybe the kids are being very noisy or getting in the way, maybe they just feel like this is adult business. But Yeshua stops what he's doing, gathers these little ones, shows them love, blesses them, and uses them to teach the adults some pretty important lessons. The Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. And the best way to do that is by spending time with them. Teach your kids to love the Lord, to love His Word. Because here's the thing, if you don't teach your kids, the world definitely will. So grab your kids or a couple of friends or somebody else's kid with their parents' permission and have some fun making some beautiful, delicious memories together. Until next time, Bitayavon. Bye!